there needs to be take a lot of care that the problems that are happening in the north are not going to spill over to the European Union and also Great Britain by default because it's near. My friend, he asked me if it was anything to do with the mayors, the problems in the Balkan regions. And he just thought it was, that certain mayors were elected. And I had to give him some background information. So let me explain. Kosovo, which is where the mayor situation is happening, is an equivalent to the Donbass region in Ukraine. Kosovo is an area that has been declared independent by its people, and the majority is Serbian. The majority of the people is Serbian, at least in the northern part of Kosovo. The wider area doesn't agree with this. However, certain countries do. And so, it has this sort of country type aspect to it. And what happened is that in the northern part of Kosovo, where the majority are Serbians, they had an election. Only the Serbians, the way the elections were being run, the Serbians didn't agree. And so they boycotted the elections. They didn't vote. And so obviously the opposition received the votes that were cast. And then the United Nations stepped in, entered into Kosovo, took out the Serbian mayors from office and put the Albanians in, because they were the ones that had received the votes in this sort of ad hoc election. And so the Serbians were fighting against the United Nations. 4 or 5 people died in the conflict. And that I explained that to my friend in the UK, and he just couldn't believe what he was reading, because we were in a forum, we were in a forum situation. And I said that, if the UK starts meddling in this, and if European countries are meddling in this, it's going to bleed over to Europe, and the Europe and the Great Britain, they're going to be putting kindling on a fire, on a spark. So it didn't do any other. A day or two passed, and Russia warned Belgium about sending weapons to Ukraine, because the attacks in Belgorod, the recent attacks in Belgorod, were found to have used Belgian weapons. And so that's the first thing. The Russians said to Belgium, don't do this anymore. And an official, the president of the Republic, and I'll say this in the best manner I can, Supishka. He's called Milorad Dodik, and I think that's the Republic of where Kosovo wanted to break away from. He said that the UK, Britain, is looking to overthrow the Belgrade government, the Serbian government in Belgrade, which, when you add it all together, they're trying to push, or rather, they're trying to pull more Europe and the UK into the into the fights that are happening in the Balkans and in Eastern Europe. And this isn't without the help of the Europeans and the British, because nobody would say that. No, the Belgians wouldn't be warned if they weren't supplying weapons, and our friend Dodik wouldn't be saying this if the British Secret Service weren't going around. He even said how they did it. In this republic, there were a couple of what the Americans like to call mass shootings. Going to a shopping centre and shooting some maniac shooting people.
Yeah.
And the Secret Service were in this republic to spread rumors and lies to make the government look worse than what it's trying to do under the circumstances. And that's why this guy said, back off. The British are trying to overthrow this government. And so,
if you enjoyed this discussion, can you please like, subscribe and share it? Thank you.